That it happened with me. I knew that people were upset at me because I was hesitant to take the vaccine, but that was because 2 people I knew got strokes.
Yeah.
I wasn't initially hesitant at all. I was set up to take it. I was set up to take it by the UFC.
By the UFC, yeah. I remember you said that.
I was ready to do it. I was like, okay, shoot me up. I was going to have them do it to me. I thought of it like a flu shot. Like if I was about to do the UFC and they said, oh, you have to take a flu shot before you go to the UFC. I'm like, all right, just stick me. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. And then they said, well, in 2 weeks when you're back, just come early and you come to the clinic. I said, okay, we'll do that. And then within that 2 weeks, it got pulled.
Yeah.
Luckily, but it's not just those 2 guys. I know a lot of people now with pretty severe vaccine injuries.
So do I.
And so many people have reached out to me because of what happened to me. Celebrities that wanted to be quiet about it. People that are like really hesitant about talking about it openly and publicly. But they were really scared. Like people that have like real serious problem. I have 2 friends that have pacemakers now.
Yeah, I remember you talked about that. They're like one of them in their 30s, right?
Yeah. He's a dentist.
That's not fucking normal.
No, it's not normal.
It's not normal
for
at
your
all.
heart to stop for 9 seconds at a time. He's a thin, healthy, young guy, and all of a sudden his heart starts fucking up.
Why does nobody care about that?
Well, everyone's scared. There's people that are scared because they took it and they're worried that they have a ticking time bomb and they want any information that refutes that and that confirms that they made the right choice. Also, they did make the right choice morally and ethically when they did it. They did it because they thought they were doing the right thing. Everybody has to do it. We're going to protect everyone. If we all do this, this is going to get us out of the pandemic. Because the news media was being used by these pharmaceutical drug companies to push a very specific narrative. And they didn't do any critical thinking. They didn't step outside the box. They didn't talk to any scientists that differed. They all just stuck with whatever Fauci said, whatever the NIH said. And they also demonized people who were saying things that have been proven to be absolutely correct, like the fucking lab leak theory. If you brought up the lab leak theory, you used to get banned from YouTube. Now it's widely accepted by everyone.
So is all the conspiracies that got people censored and kicked off. So many of them have been proven to be true.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. So many people thought they were doing the right thing. They thought, I'm doing my part. This is what we're supposed to do. 2 weeks stop the spread. I'm full on board.
We're all together.
But let's look at what happened. And people are always like, why do you keep fucking bringing up the vaccine? For multiple reasons. But listen, this is a playbook that now we have for the next time they fucking try and do this shit.
Right.
Don't forget about this.
Well,
Don't forget
talking about disease
X
now. What is that? When was the last time they were talking about a disease that doesn't exist, that's not affecting anybody, that literally there's no one sick, there's no one dying, and they're talking about how it's coming?
Well, just watch what Bill Gates does, because last time he invested $50 million in a company, he made a pretty good score, and then he pulled all his money out.
And then he started disparaging the effectiveness of the vaccine.
After he pulled his money out, though.
After he pulled his money out. And he also started saying that the virus wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. How convenient.
Yeah, what happened to the flu?
Yeah. Flu went away.
0 cases. It's crazy. I mean,
it is pretty crazy.
But we cannot forget about what happened.
No.
Because this is what they're going to do next time.
Well, the big loser in this, besides the people that lost their jobs and their businesses closed and people lost their lives, the big loser has been mainstream media, because the trust in mainstream media is at an all-time low. I mean, they are laying off journalists left and right. No one wants to read the newspaper anymore. No one believes them. CNN lost all their big hosts. It's like they lost.
And they lost their streaming service.
Yeah. Well, that was hilarious. They dumped money into something to get people to pay for something that no one wants for free.
Yeah.
And it was like Anderson Cooper's book club. Like, what the fuck are you doing? if I was a shareholder in CNN,
how much? Only $10 a month? Okay. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Do you really think anybody's going to pay for CNN? Like,
no.
What are you offering?
Nobody watches now that Trump's not.
No.
The numbers they get are so small. That's why, it's platforms like this that are actually bringing the information that people want to watch. Instead of watching the fucking news like people used to trust in, there's 6 o'clock nightly news and I'm going to get this story. There's no more Walter Cronkites out there.
Right.
It's long form conversations that are actually informing people on what's going on.
It's that, and it's people steering you to legitimate journalists that are independent. The Michael Schellenbergers, the Glenn Greenwalds, the people that are experts in their field, the Brett Weinsteins, the people that actually know what they're talking about. But it's just a weird landscape that we're in now that didn't exist before, where we're absolutely sure that you can't trust the mainstream media anymore. We're absolutely sure of that. And even boomers know that now. Even the people that have been trusting the mainstream media their whole life, they're like, well, definitely something's wrong. They don't know what it is, but something's wrong.
Pfizer.
Yeah. Oh, those are amazing. Those compilations. Anderson Cooper, brought to you by Pfizer.
I was watching the playoff game the other day, and it said, NFL football brought to you by Pfizer. I was like, yeah, I knew that.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they made a lot of money, and they'd like to do that again. And that's what you have to be really careful about. But what they're doing that again now with is Ozempic. And they're making a shitload of money off of this drug that essentially paralyzes your fucking stomach. It slows your body's ability to digest. It causes a host of gastrointestinal issues for some people. All sorts of weird side effects. People have died taking it, and they're pushing it. And they're pushing it even on kids. It's like a primary weight loss strategy for obesity. Instead of dietary change, instead of realizing, like, you got to get better the same way you got sick. How'd you get sick? You took a bunch of bad food. Here's how you get better. Eat only good food. See how you got fat?
Exercise.
You had too many calories? This is how you got to lose weight. So you have to have less calories in than you're burning. And you got to exercise. And how about start drinking water? Stop drinking soda. We had this chart up yesterday of how many people on food stamps buy soda. Like how much of food stamps is spent on soda. It's fucking crazy. It's like poor people just drinking poison, drinking sugary poison.
But see, that's part of the problem too. You look at not just what they pushed or what they closed down during the lockdowns. You had what was open. You had fast food restaurants open.
Yep.
Like you had fucking processed food places open. But the food that's actually the best for you oftentimes is the most expensive.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to, whether it's doing all out, tariffs on certain, extra taxes on certain types of products, or I don't know how you're going to change the farming system, especially with Bill Gates being one of the biggest farm landowners there, and he's pushing, insects and his what's it called, appeal thing that he's putting on all the fruit and stuff. But the problem is that in order to eat healthier, you have to spend more money because the shitty food is the least expensive. What
scares the shit out of me is what they're doing to farmers in Europe, like the Dutch farmers. And in Ireland, they're telling farmers that they have to kill cows because they have too many cows and they're contributing to the global warming.
See, the guy had, I think he was in Congress, who was interviewing somebody and asking these, climate change people about how much CO2 is, and they're way off.
Yeah, they're way off. And they're making the decisions.
Yeah.
And they literally are it's completely ideological. The ideological battle, the demon that you're fighting is climate change.
Hey, woman, since your man ain't got no heart, why don't you go to our apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man.
There you go.
What? Fuck you. Hey, woman, since your man ain't got no heart, why don't you go to our apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man.
There you go.
What? Fuck you.